He's like my family member, living with me in my bedroom. My name is Hassan Hussain and I am a businessman and I have like passion to keep the pets. This lion was born on my farm and his mother couldn't feed him the milk. So I brought him in my home, so I'm raising since 2 weeks I'm raising him, and I kept his name Simba, and he's a very tame lion. He was this much small, so since that I'm keeping him and I raised him. Now he's 26 months old. So it was my first experience to keep the lion at home. I'm not scared living with the lion because, as I told you, he's living with me like my brother or like my baby. So that's why I'm not afraid with him. You can see it. I'm putting my hands in his mouth and everything is playing normally. He's living as a family member. So when I'm away, my brother takes care of him or my mother takes care of him.
मुझसे नज़ीर साहब जानने वालों को सही है, नया बंदा आता जैसे उनके साथ खेलता है, आप खड़े रहे ना, आप भागते चिल्लाते फिर वो आपको मुंह से पकड़ता है। मैं बोला आप खड़े रहे, ये आके खेलता है, वो अपनी जान लगा रहा हो। मैं इसलिए बोला था नीचे लेके आएंगे ना, ये सोफे वो करेगा, जब इसको छुड़वाएंगे ना फिर वो ये काटेगा। ये इनकी साइकी होती है, इनको किसी चीज़ से रोको ना आप तो वो डबल करेंगे।
He almost eat daily 5 kg meat. The beef, he don't eat chicken because when he was the cub, so I raised him like my baby, so that's why I choose the best meat for him. So now he eat only mutton or beef, 5 kg daily. They are much excited. They take pictures with him, and as you see right now, when I bring him down, all the family members or all the neighbors. Yes, many people come.
Has this lion attached anyone?
He hasn't attacked anyone. Yet.
There's never really a dull day when you're looking after these animals. They always keep you on your feet. Hi guys, come on in. Welcome to the flat. Yes, I have been bitten countless times, almost every week. It depends on the bite and the severity of it. A feeding bite, for example, alcohol is the best way of getting a snake off you if they're not letting go, putting their heads underwater. So this is a shelf for them. If it's a small snake, just wait. They're going to let go at some point. When it's a touch and release, I like to call them love taps. Clean off the wound and get on with whatever you're doing. Snakes aren't out to kill you, they aren't out to get you. They do tend to be extremely nervous animals. I'm Z, I'm 21, and I'm a huge animal lover, as you can probably see. My favourite animal would be my big girl, Scarlet, my Burmese python. She's my absolute pride and joy. She went to the vet recently. She was 28 kilograms. That's a little bit more than my body weight. Now I actually struggle to pick her up by myself, so it's usually a two-man job to deal with her. Be gentle. Yeah. Let's go. So this is the best place for them. It's quite spacey and they can stretch out a little bit. And they don't seem to mind that very much. It's like playtime for them. It's a good girl. The majority of my snakes are constrictors. So this is a blood python, just there with her head sticking out of the substrate. I first saw a snake when I was around 6 years old. I saw a snake in a pet shop one day. I kind of convinced my brother to split the price with me, and I fell in love with keeping the animals, since my mother was not happy when we came home and told her that we do in fact have a snake. She got really, really angry. Eventually I just started bringing more and more home. I'd just come home and say, "Mummy, I've got a new snake." Eventually she just came to accept it. I think she's actually grown to like them quite a bit.
She always told me that animals are much nicer than humans. And so we love her animals through the way she teaches us about them.
Yeah, I actually got bitten today, if you can see that. My boa constrictor. So, yeah, you can see what I mean by bad attitudes. She doesn't tend to calm down, ever. They're very, very attractive animals, in my opinion. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll put you back in. I enjoy keeping them. I do enjoy animals that have a bit of attitude, that have a bit of personality. Today he just lashed out at me. I don't think he was expecting me to go straight in with my hand, but he got me pretty good. Honestly, I think he was expecting some food and he went straight for me. And it was 3 seconds later he realised, wait, this isn't a meal. He let go. I didn't have to pull him off me, which is good.
Does it hurt when they bite?
Sometimes. In this case, yes. It's absolutely fine. It's not my first bite and it won't be the last one I get from these guys, so. They are sweethearts. They're so docile that they would never bite me out of aggression. They would hiss at me. They would do their little belly flop. They would let me know that they want to be alone, but that's the worst they'll do, and I don't mind that at all. So feeding is all part of keeping animals, of course, and I have a few chicks for the heavier bodied constrictors like the pythons, and your kind of juveniles will get baby mice. So the Burmese pythons get fed once a month on extra large rabbits that are roughly 3 to 6 kilograms, while the smaller ones are on a diet of rodents or chicks, depending on the size of the animal. They're all defrosted, thawed out and fed, and the invertebrates, they are fed on live insects. He's showing a bit of interest, that's good. And there he goes. All right, good boy. There she is. So that's it. That's how constrictors tend to go for their food. Of course, these guys don't know their food is actually dead. So she's going to hold her prey, make sure it doesn't run away, constrict to crush and kill whatever they're eating. What's not to love? They're absolutely fascinating animals, and I learn something new about them every single day. And yeah, my absolute pride and joy.
How close are me and Lady Essex? Well, just as close as a human and an animal could ever be. I grew up on a circus. Lady Essex became a part of our family before I was born. She's an Asian elephant. She almost weighs 10,000 pounds. Caring for her, it's a full-time, everyday job. So I get up, I have my coffee and take it straight to her. We go for a big long walk, and then depending on the weather, she'll have a bath, she'll drink water, I'll feed her. And then throughout the day, you just do the same kind of things where you go out and you feed her periodically through the day, or we'll do certain things like I'll teach her new tricks, like throwing a ball or kicking a ball, or she'll play fetch with my dog, you know, and just keeping her interactive and, you know, stimulated as much as I can. She's gonna crush it. So elephants have over 40,000 muscles in their trunk alone. You know, that's more than the human body. And they can drink up to like 60 gallons of water in one sitting. You wanna. That's also something a lot of people don't know. They see them drink with their nose and they think that they drink through their nose, and they don't. They just suck it up in their nose and then spit it into their mouth. I've spent literally almost every day of my life with her since I was born. I know things about her that I really couldn't even put into words. It's more like a feeling. I have to admit, she has a very special personality, and I think that's because she's a family elephant. She's been with my family her entire life, you know, so it's given her a comfort and a security to develop into having such a character. Pick me up. Pick me up. Is one of the reasons, again, why I advocate for private ownership of animals. You know, when a family can own an elephant, they can put this elephant's needs first. You know, I got it. You are the best. Salute. Salute. Hold it. Good girl. Oh, I've been attacked by many, many animal rights activists. First foot down. I think one of people's biggest misconceptions about animal welfare is that they think that certain animals can only be happy with a certain lifestyle. Feet. Like, take an exotic animal like an elephant. They think nice job. That animals can only be happy like that in the wild. And they can't understand that animals can be happy in all different kinds of settings. Sit up. Sit up. Lift those feet high. Lift them high. Sit up, good girl. In all industries, I think no matter what you do, on all walks of life, in all industries, people abuse power, people abuse things, but when you come to a whole, the majority of all circuses take very, very good care of their elephants or their animals in general, because we have guidelines, we have regulations, we have inspections, we have to take care of our animals. So in hands-on human care, she can live to be 60 to 70. You know, they're not really seeing that age in the wild at all. Come here. And so when you have mental stimulation and physical stimulation, I feel like that helps you to live longer. I need you to come and help me wash her. I need you to get the broom. Steady, steady. I wouldn't say there's any danger with my son being around her as long as it's always supervised. I know that as long as he's with me, that child is safer with my elephant than he would be in a car. Steady. Steady. I let him feed her, and sometimes he helps me wash her, and he was in the show with her when he was 2. I like how good she is with respecting her family. Let's go.
I always rub the back and the head.
Pressure washer helps to get the old skin off. It's one of the best methods to do so because you can scrub on them a lot and it won't actually get the old skin off. So, I mean, you can see how healthy her skin is because of it. Drop it. Good. Good job. Good job. My main message is that I want to make sure that we stay integrated with animals and we keep an animal-human bond alive. All right, old man, don't hurt yourself. Because with the overpopulation of humans, the only way certain species are going to continue is if we reach out and we actually help them. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Good. Oh, thank you. Come here. Thank you. You're so smart and pretty and so good at making me look like a fool. You're just the bestest elephant in the world.
They don't have fleas, they're low maintenance. You don't have to take them to the vet regularly like a dog or a cat. But honestly, they make the best pets. It is definitely my passion. It's my job. It's everything I do. It's my hobby. I've been into them probably for about 38 years, ever since I was old enough to catch my first snake or lizard.
Eric LeBlanc shares his Californian home with huge lizards, snakes, and his 3 young children.
The worst bite my daughter got was from a bearded dragon. He got bit in the head one time, in the forehead, by a ball python when he was about 2. He opened up one of the tubs after me and just startled it. Did it hurt, Larry?
What?
When you got bit?
I got bit on the nose.
But did it hurt? It didn't hurt.
I like snakes because then they're like kind of gentle with you. They don't really try to turn around and strike at you. When you start to tame it, that means you have to hold it, feed it, support it, and show you love it and you're not going to hurt it.
I think it's cool that she's passionate. They wanted to mess with them, then that's how I let it. I never forced them to hold snakes or anything like that.
And while Eric is happy that his children are confident around the animals, he would never leave them unsupervised.
I know what they are capable of. Just like anything, it's just respecting it. When you hold the big one, like I was telling you, you can feel the muscle. Like she moves you, you can feel them just kind of holding you to feel secure. You can feel their strength. In this country, just everybody's got an opinion. People think it's safe to take their kids surfboarding, downhill skateboarding. I wouldn't take my kids to shoot guns. I wouldn't take my kids to do half of those things. I guess to each their own. Do I ever worry about my kids being bitten? Unfortunately, my kids have been bitten by a ball python, a bearded dragon. When I was a kid, I got bit by dogs. I got bit by a snake. My worst accidents was probably falling out of trees and stuff like that. So I mean, when it's all said and done, they know how to approach them. They can definitely tell when something's agitated. They're pretty conscious of everything that's going on around them. They're absorbing it.
Eric has always had a house full of exotic animals.
This is Shelby. She's a lavender albino reticulated python, the largest snake in the world. This is a caiman lizard. They come from Peru. This is a pair of blue-tongued skinks. These are my kids' pets right here. This is a Dorner. This is a Nile monitor from Africa. This one has been my daughter's pet since he was about 6 inches long. He got gangrene in his tail, so we had to amputate it. This is Charlie, our male rhino iguana. Cuban rock iguana. We named him Knuckles because his sister chewed his fingers off when they were little babies.
But recently, his house is even more crowded. After a fire in his reptile shop, he's had to bring a lot of injured animals home to recuperate.
It was the worst tragedy almost of my life. If it would just been merchandise that burned, I can live with that. The fact that it was living animals is just something it's been hard. A lot of them were my kids' pets. They all had names. God, at the time, we probably had about 600-700 lizards, honestly. There was 100 geckos alone, and about 20 tegus, 10 iguanas, 20 monitors, tons of little skinks, and just different various lizards. A lot of stuff, unfortunately, died of smoke inhalation in the fire. Seems like a lot of them are still having respiratory problems from the smoke, and that's why it's a mess in here right now, and everybody's housed together.
Thankfully, one of his most prized lizards, Jellybean, survived.
Jellybeans is 7 feet 2 inches. He's a crocodile monitor, 3rd largest monitor in the world, next to the Komodo dragon out of Indonesia. Magnificent creature, really is. As you can see, he suffered a lot of burns. We got him medical attention and we're just treating him. We had to give him a whole tank of oxygen. As you can see all the scales on his face, he made it to wherever the worst part of the fire was somehow.
Now Eric is concentrating on getting his business up and running again and taking care of his injured animals.
I'm gonna pray, keep my fingers crossed. So now we're just doing everything we can. These are all our pets. We've raised all these things since they were 3 feet long. So everybody's got a name in here.
They have very, very strong jaws. And sometimes they'll bite you just a little bit harder than what our tender arms are used to. Hello, we are Mick and Melissa, and we are the owners of 2 bobcats. Owning bobcats, you know that you're going to have bruises, and you know you're going to have scratches, and you're going to have little bites. They have never
Not once.
hurt us in a way out of anger. It's just when they really start playing.
Pick you up or would you freak out?
have a couple of little broken bones in the hands and lots of scabs.
Lots of scabs. When I was a kid, I found a bobcat rustling around in some hay in a barn. And I didn't know any better. I just thought it was a kitten, so I scooped it up and I took it inside. And we were really close. So I remembered that as a kid and thought if there was ever a point in time as an adult where we could try again with one, I really wanted to give it a shot.
It was supposed to be just one home, but we ended up having two. So we got Gypsy about a year ago in January of 2018, Monaco about 2 months later, and we've had them now for almost about 6 months together, and they're learning to get along really well, and each month it gets a little bit better.
I'm the food prepper. And what bobcats eat is a fresh mix of chicken, steak. We tried hamburger, and everyone suggests hamburger, but neither of them like it. Shrimp, salmon.
Expensive taste.
Pork, and it's all good stuff. And I always go for the heavier fats cuts of meat, and we feed them once a day in the morning. I also put a supplement on top, and it includes bone marrow, feathers, fur, teeth, just anything and everything that they would ingest in the wild, so hopefully they're not missing anything.
Yeah, they also get organs. You know, we'll put some animal organs in their food. As far as damage to the house goes, as you can see, our couch is in great condition. They pee in the toilet.
Sometimes in the sink.
Sometimes in the sink, yes. Come to find out that it's actually innate in them because they're wild animals and they don't want their scent to be left because they like to stay elusive. They like to pee in streams and ponds and all that stuff. And so in the house, as soon as they find the toilet, that's their preferred place to go to the bathroom because it hides their scent, which is so cool.
Can you flash for me?
They love hard and they play hard. We've always been the type of people that have never really taken the normal path. So it was just a natural interest to us. First and foremost, will this work?
You have to really work for their respect, but once you get it, there's this really tight bond that you just can't get with any other kind of animal. I mean, we've owned dogs, we've owned cats, we've owned lizards, we've owned every kind of animal, and we've never owned one that when we walk in the door from even being gone for 2 hours, they are so excited to see you, and they're just, Gypsy's all up in me and jumping on me, and Monica's wanting us to play with her. We are their life. Absolutely. And in captivity, they live between 20 and 30 years. So this is a very long-term commitment. We're very prepared for that.
We're gonna be cruising around in our walkers and our canes telling everybody, come see my bobcats.